Hello and welcome back to this series on Unveiling the Secrets too. And today with me, I've got Deb Roberts from Deb Roberts Consulting, and she's agreed to come on board. And what we're going to be talking about is unveiling the secrets to staying sane in an insane world.
Well, we're going to try to talk about that. I'm not sure how easy that is to do these days.
Maybe we'll end up going insane by the end of it.
Maybe.
The rest of the crowd. No, this is a very relevant conversation to have at this time.
Yes,
Okay.
the world's gone crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of chaos energy in the air. A lot of chaos. All right. So, Deb, I'm going to hand over to you. Can you please let the audience know who you are, what you do, and we can take it from there.
Okay, well, thanks for that, Noelle. And thanks for the opportunity too. So
Thank
I'm
you.
very much about getting out of comfort zones, including myself, not just encouraging others to do it. So it's a great opportunity to be involved in this. I am a small business consultant and coach and advisor. So people often ask me, what does that mean? So in the consultancy space, that's a little bit about helping you with identify issues in your business and working on solutions. And there's lots of different ways to do that. I can help with the paperwork side, policies, procedures, writing tenders, grants, all those kind of things. Kind of the things that people either don't have time for or actually don't know how to do. So that's kind of that. A bit of coaching along the way to keep people accountable when they come up with their dreams of what they'd like to achieve in their business and helping them achieve those dreams. And business advisory, that could be setting up a business, all the requirements you may need to run a successful business. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So the business is called Debbie Roberts Consulting. It's only me. What you see is what you get.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. I like that. Yeah. So how long have you been in this field?
Yep, I started my business in February 2021. Who does that? COVID's still lingering, but I was at a point in my life where I was sick of working for others. And I thought, I wanted to have my own business and what's the kind of business I could have. So I really looked at, what's my skill set, my experience, not just professionally, but also life. And I decided business consulting was going to be it. So I took the plunge with lots of research before I did it, because that's what I do. And I jumped in both feet, and here I still am. So I'm really happy that I'm still here because it's a tough environment.
Yeah, it really is, because I also do small business consulting where I bring in not only the intellectual, what I call a masculine aspect of business, but I marry it with the feminine aspect of business as well. And that's the part I find that a lot of small business owners overlook.
And explain that to me a little bit.
Oh, wow. All right. So what I mean by that is, business owners generally have this dream and passion to open up a small business, whether it's food, whether it's, whatever the case may be. It's a small business, family run, and they're really good at finding the location, finding the equipment, doing the menu. That's what I call boots on the ground, masculine stuff, right? So the feminine aspect is the unseen. It's the energy behind the business. It's the thought process behind it. It's the the things that I teach is like your have you heard of the 4 agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz? The first point is take nothing personally. So I bring in a lot of the mind-based techniques around the masculine aspect. How do you treat your customers when they first walk through your door? How do you connect with them? What's that? How do you greet them? Are they greeted as a friend? Things like that. It's the stuff that's not seen, but it's felt. And I can go into this, like I've done this huge, it was like a 10-foot long mind map of what this is.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. And I think we as women are sometimes we see that as a weakness, but it's actually a huge strength.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, absolutely. So I do coaching around the feminine aspect of business, not just, boots on the ground masculine, which they're all good at. And I think that's why businesses fail within the first 12 months. They've missed something. And okay, so
Yeah.
I might do another video just on that because I find that really, yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
bringing
Help
the
people
energetic
understand the
space.
difference.
Yeah, exactly. So staying sane in an insane world. Let's flesh that out. What does that mean?
Yeah. What does that
What
mean?
does that mean?
For me, yeah, for me, that means, I mean, it is, there's a lot of, I think when you're in business, people often think your business is in isolation for the rest of your life. Well, it's not,
Mm,
in
mm,
my opinion.
mm.
What happens in your work life can have an impact on home, whether it be your health or your relationships and vice versa. So I
Yeah,
think it's very important not to just stay physically healthy, but also to stay mentally healthy.
yeah.
And for some people, spiritually healthy. So
Yeah.
I think people forget that.
Mm,
And in when you're in business, you're either working with people. We have people as employees. Our customers are people, and people are flawed. We're all flawed. We all have our goods and bads and uglies in our personalities, and I think it's really important. And I love the fact you said a bit earlier about, not taking things personally.
mm.
I've been a victim of that. I must say, sometimes I'd be like, why don't they want to work with me, like me? And my
Yeah,
husband is a very
yeah,
good reminder of, or maybe they just had a bad day. Not
yeah.
everybody's going to be your customer. And I'm like, you know what? That's a really good reality check
Mm, mm.
for me, because I think, I don't know if men do it as much, but, probably 75% of my clients are actually females.
Yeah.
Um, and I think we just think differently.
Yes.
So, yes. And often as women, we're juggling many, many things in our life. Not that men don't, but we juggle, multiple things. We've got our business,
Mm,
we've got the home to often care for. Traditionally, women care for it. Traditionally, women care for the children. And probably women generally care for others in their lives. They nurture relationships.
mm,
So I think all these things that we do in our personal life also can carry over in the nurturing of the customer, like you mentioned earlier. And I think
mm,
sometimes we as women sometimes look at that as potentially a fault, but it's a
mm.
huge strength if we use it right.
Yeah.
And another great thing the women are doing really well, I think, in life, we build our own support networks.
Mm,
Maybe it's going out for drinks or coffee with a girlfriend to have a chat about what's happening. In the business world, there's lots of opportunities to surround yourself with supportive, educated other people in your life who can help you with your business. And when you've got a bad day, they can help pick you up and give you tips, etc. And I think for me in the coaching space, that's one of the things I particularly love is, yep, we've had a bad day. Now what can we do about it? How can we move forward? And
mm,
not get
mm,
stuck in that I'm stuck here and I can't move past the negative. We want to move
mm,
forward to the positives.
mm, mm.
Yeah, so keeping sane in an insane world is, I feel like it's getting increasingly more of a challenge as years go on, as I get older and have more
Yeah.
life experience.
Yeah. So your target audience is primarily female women?
Yep, I think so. I'm on the board of a couple of women's networks. So
Okay.
one's called Victories Connection and one is Voluntarily Women in Business.
Mm,
And then I'm also members of a number of women's networks, also other chambers of commerce.
mm,
But I find for me, I'm the only person in my business, and I find it supportive for me as a business owner
mm.
be surrounded by like-minded people
Yeah.
in an
Yeah.
environment that is conducive to building relationships. And
Yeah.
that's really important, not
Oh,
just
so
for today,
important.
but
Yeah.
also maintaining. relationships.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. So it's so important to sidle up next to somebody that's done it and a few steps ahead of you, so
Yes.
they can potentially help you avoid the pitfalls.
Yep. You can
Yeah.
learn from others' mistakes.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Or even just sharing, even
Yeah.
sharing your own mistakes with others of what
Yeah.
you learned from something can
Mm,
help others.
mm.
Well, as long as you learn from your own mistakes.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, what do you do? As I mentioned, the majority of businesses fold within the first 12 months for whatever reason that is. What do you do when you have a client who has just hit a brick wall? Don't want to go
Yep.
on. Why the hell did I get into this? It's sapped all my energy, all my finances. Have you had that story before?
Yes, I have. I
Okay.
think probably in that scenario, and if you're on social media, you see it all the time on the different business
Mm,
groups. I think the challenge is it's people go throw their hands up and it's not working, but they actually don't know why it's not working.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's really important to do a deep dive into why something's
Mm,
perceived
mm,
as working. So for me, it might be doing a SWOT analysis. So that's looking at getting them to identify what are the strengths and the weaknesses in the business,
mm,
what are the opportunities and threats external to the business,
mm.
drilling down really deep of identifying those things and having
Mm.
clear goals.
Yeah.
So many people start a business, they haven't got a financial goal, they haven't got a marketing goal, they don't have
Yeah.
goals of what I want to achieve in,
Yeah.
3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't have a goal, how can you meet it? You're just wandering along, meandering along
Yeah.
some road and hoping for the best.
That's
So
right.
I'm a big believer in planning, developing the plan, implementing the plan, and
Mm,
then
mm,
reevaluating it as you go. And sometimes you just have to change the goalpost. I think if
exactly.
anything proved that, it was COVID.
Let's not say that dirty word.
I know, but there's still unfortunately a bit of an impact and
Oh,
overflow
it had
from
a
it.
huge impact. I know it shut down our lives for 2 whole years. Yeah, I know it was a huge, but then again, that's where a lot of people, if they could innovate and change a little bit about what they did in business, that's where they
Yep,
thrived. They saw the opportunity and they went
yep.
for it. So some businesses thrived in that space.
And some just adapted their model of,
Yeah,
service
exactly. Yeah,
and came out with lots of learnings and
yeah,
continued those really
yeah.
great things.
Absolutely. So, how much of your work involves mindset, beliefs?
Um, it's overlaid in everything, really.
Mm, mm.
I think it's so important. I don't know about you, but sometimes even reassessing my own mindset on a bad day is like, talk to yourself as if you were one of your clients.
Exactly. I know. I know. Because we're human. At the end of the day, we're human. We are,
Exactly.
whether you believe that you're a spiritual being, whether you believe that you are co-creator of your life, or you believe in the equation of cause and effect, whatever the case may be, we're human.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
do
We
get
are human.
tired. Yeah, and our brains get tired and our motivation gets tired.
Yeah. And I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but I find sometimes the things that do, apart from family, the people that inspire me sometimes when I'm particularly down, and it's hard to stay positive when you're feeling like that yourself,
Mm, mm,
is actually the clients.
mm.
Nothing better than having a client, start a session feeling very negative and down and beating themselves up about whatever the issue is. And then
Yeah.
by the end of the session, they're feeling more uplifted and having some solutions ready to go. That for me is very uplifting
Yeah.
and good for me because that's what
Yeah.
I want to do. I want to help people.
Yeah.
So, yes, it is my business and I get paid for it, but the essence of who I am, and I think
Mm,
you get this even in your businesses, it's a heart
mm,
centered
mm.
business. I'm sure that's a term only women use. Men probably don't use that, but it is.
Exactly.
It's not just about the head or the
Mm.
purse strings; it's about the heart as well. So
Yeah.
because these people, they're, their husbands, their wives, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, their partners, their parents, their children, whatever stage of life you're at,
Mm.
um, we all have different issues.
Yeah.
Kids grow up, but then you've got your adult children with potential problems, or your
Yeah.
parents you've got to care for. It just goes on and on and on. So
Yeah.
that the reality is that's life.
Yeah, that's life. That's life. So,
And we're lucky to still have a life. So I think we need to be I think gratitude's a
oh, it's huge.
big
Gratitude.
thing for
And
me.
that's, again, that's the energetic part of it as well. It's like there is an energy behind gratitude. There is a powerful force just being grateful
Yes.
with the little things. Even like every time I walk out the front and I see my car parked in the carport, I just stop and I go, thank you. Thank you that you heard the desire of my heart, and thank you that you appeared when you appeared.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, to some people it's no big deal, but to me it's like, look, it's a two-door Mercedes, it's a CLC compressor, and it's a gorgeous car. It's freaking beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's not a status symbol by any means, but it's a reminder to me that that's what I envisioned a couple of months ago. I saw
Yeah.
it in my mind's eye. I was grateful that I have the opportunity to actually go out and fight, but it appeared, it literally appeared in my life. And I went, thank you very much. The dealership bought my car that I had for twice as much as what the Mercedes was worth. So not only did I get this
Excellent.
gorgeous car, I got a huge big refund check. That's the power of gratitude. And that's also the power of mindset.
Yes.
It's,
And I know some days you just, like at the end of every day, if not during the day, like you said, I'm just like,
yeah.
some days I think we always, I can't see anything positive, but I always try to find at least one thing I'm grateful for. And maybe it's just getting through the day.
Yeah.
And still, being here. I think
Exactly.
that's so important.
You're on
I
this.
was brought up half glass empty family. So
join
for
the
me,
club.
that's been a challenge for me personally, is to try to continually work on my own mindset to help others.
Yeah. So it is. And again, it's battling the ancestry, the thoughts of that come down the, oh God, now I'm getting into woo-woo territory, which I just love because I can see the energy behind it, right? To what is actually presented physically. It's battling the mindset, it's battling the beliefs of our ancestors. And I'm assuming you and I come from the same sort of era where we had parents that didn't have anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they did,
I thought we were middle class, but as I grew up and went out to the world, I realized we were probably quite, poor, really, growing up in the western suburbs. But I didn't know any different because everybody
you don't
else
know any
did the
different,
same.
right? So
Yeah, and we were happy.
Exactly, you don't know any difference. I came from a family that emigrated from Lebanon back in the mid-60s. So again, in a country where a language my parents did not speak, we were thrown into school. I think I started school at 4 years of age.
Yeah, so did I. They used to throw us out early, didn't they?
Yeah, I had to learn the language super, super quick, but it wasn't what they specifically said. It was the feeling I got that we weren't safe in this world that was foreign. So that's something I've had to deal with and work on at a core level, is to remove that their belief, not mine, but it was mine for a time. So
having grown up in the 60s, I understand what you're saying, because when I grew up, there were certain cultures that were coming through, but then when you got a different culture, it's like we didn't understand. I remember the first time I had pizza.
Ooh.
This is amazing. Where have you been all my life? And it was just Pizza Hut pizza.
oh my God, pizza.
For my family, that was stepping out of the boundaries.
that was fine dining back then, because you had to wait like an hour for a pizza to arrive. We've still got, I think it's the last remaining Pizza Hut in Australia, actually, bricks and mortar. You can go in and sit down on the other side, on what I call the best West Bank of Hobart. I think it's the only one remaining. I haven't been yet because it's so traumatic. There's some memories of it. Anyway. Pizza. Funny. Thanks for that trip down memory lane.
Now I want pizza.
Oh my God, not Pizza Hut.
No.
Amazing. Yeah, so we had to battle a lot of things from, arriving, like I said, mid to late 70s into a country we didn't understand their culture, the people. But also it's a very racist country as well. And I think that's what a lot of
Yes, very.
Australians don't realise. Like, we were yelled at every single day at school. We were followed, we were bullied, we were tormented. We were told to go back to our country, you wogs, you new Australians. Yeah, so there was all that challenge that I had to sort of come to terms with, deal with it, heal from it,
Yeah.
before I could get to the point where I'm confident enough to help people now. Yeah, because I'm
And
not
look how
thinking about,
resilient it's made you.
correct, and that's the
Challenging
key
at the
word.
time, very
Yeah,
challenging. I can't imagine
but
how
it,
challenging.
yeah, it does it, and
Made you resilient.
and we're going to talk about this in the context of business as well. It is resilience. It's like, you know what you need to do, and everyone can come and knock you down, say whatever they want about you, but there's something innate in you that's a driving force that keeps
Yes,
you moving forward. Yeah. Yeah,
yes,
and it is.
yeah,
It's resilience, and I find that that's the most important thing about business as well.
yes, yes. I mean, every day is not going to be a perfect day.
No.
That's life as well. We're going to have business, particularly has ups and downs, and
Mm,
you've got to
mm.
roll with it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I think sometimes where businesses don't, because we're in business to make money, and
Mm,
sometimes don't even know how much money they make.
mm,
They don't
mm,
manage their money. They're not aware of their income and their expenses, and
mm,
know that the ATO will want the tax.
mm,
I mean, these are maybe common sense things, but I've
mm.
found they're maybe not so common. So,
Yeah.
knowing your numbers is very important
Oh, yeah.
so that you
Yeah.
can, buy your cars or whatever you want to do. I mean, we
Yeah.
don't we don't just have a business to work to, kill
No,
ourselves,
no.
have no life. We work for other reasons. And I think it comes
Yeah,
down to what is our why in
correct.
business.
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah.
As a coach, do you bring them back to the why?
Yes,
Yeah.
continually. Particularly if you're working with someone long term, we do a
Mm,
bit of goal setting, and
mm,
I'm a good at reminding. Well, hang on a minute. You're now saying this. Does that mean
mm,
that original goal that you were so passionate about it 12 months ago has
mm,
changed? No, it hasn't changed. Okay, well,
mm.
let's get back to getting that goal ticked off if that's what you still want.
Yeah.
Sometimes people's goals change. But if the
Yeah.
dream is, I don't know, the house on the country property and the horses
Yeah.
and, whatever it is, then it's you got to work towards making it happen, and
Mm,
be clear, clear about time frames and measuring that you're
yeah.
moving forward, not
Yeah.
getting stagnant or even worse, going backwards.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, I see that again as the masculine part of business. Yeah. So do you find it difficult sometimes to keep your clients focused?
Yes.
Mm,
In fact, a lot of clients do come to me because
mm,
they actually want me to keep them focused. They've got
mm,
lots of great ideas and they're all over there. I want this, I want that, I
mm.
want that one, that one. Okay, that's great, but let's
Yeah,
prioritize which
yeah,
one is the most important. And many clients have they've got some great ideas, but they can't all happen at one time because you don't have the
right.
resources, financial or other. So
Mm,
let's prioritize what you want first
mm,
and start that happening on that particular goal.
mm.
Otherwise, you don't end up achieving anything. You're just all over the shop,
Yeah, all
scattered and
over the place. Yeah,
confused.
yeah. And it's also about keeping them motivated, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm,
And continually reminding why.
yeah, yeah,
And, it's okay to make a mistake.
yeah.
Let's just make sure the mistakes aren't really critical mistakes, where there's
Mm,
a work health and safety issue or a relationship breakdown in a
mm,
marriage because you're in partnership with your husband or your partner,
mm.
things like that. It's about having the foundation. My husband's in construction. I always think it's like building a house, got to have the strong foundations. You can't build on the business if you don't have the strong foundations, just like you can't renovate a house and go
Yeah,
up
yeah.
if you don't have the strong foundations. And
Yeah, correct.
everything's going to crack and things start falling apart.
Yeah, yeah. So really in your position, you'd have to be very intuitive to hear what they're not saying.
Yeah, I agree. And I think probably my past background has helped me be more
Yeah.
in tune. I
Talk
actually
about
started,
that, because you do
yeah,
have a nursing background. I'm
I know.
fascinated.
I
I'm
started
fascinated
my
how you
life.
went from a nurse to a business coach.
I know, I know. It was many, many years ago, though,
Yeah.
Noelle. Many years ago.
Hey, before you start that thought, I just remembered something that I just thought was hilarious. Because I was born in the 60s, I'm not going to name a number, but anyway, just recently, I,
Likewise.
I've recently got my seniors card. Anyway, beside the point. Someone once said to me that because I was born in the 60s, I am actually born mid-century.
I know, like the
Who
furniture.
the hell? Seriously,
Me too. Me
mid-century
too, babe.
indeed.
Own it.
Anyway,
We're mid-centurions.
we are. Best thing about
But with
it is
that
we're
comes so
crones.
much wealth of
Yeah.
experience and
Wisdom and a
knowledge.
crone energy. I love the crone energy. So
And I think
bring
nursing
it.
is such a great basis because you have to
Yeah,
learn, resilience and
yeah,
communication, adaptability. And
yeah,
when I started nursing in the 80s,
yeah.
it was still it wasn't through the university, it's through the hospital. It was
Oh, okay.
very old school. You had
Yeah.
to open
Did you have
doors
to
for the
wear
people
those
ahead, had to
did
wear
you
the
wear the
foam
little
hat.
caps that had starch in them?
Yes, yes. We got
Wow.
checked to see our uniforms were the correct length and
No.
or petticoats. Yes, yes. You'd think, 1980s it wouldn't be like that, but it was. And I think
Yeah.
it's interesting talking to younger people now, particularly younger women, when you talk about what it was like growing up in the 60s and the 70s,
Yeah.
starting work in the 80s, and you talk about things and they say, oh, but that's discrimination, or that's that, or we can't treat. And I said, well, you don't understand. That's just the way it was back then. That's
Yeah.
what we had to deal
That's
with.
right. That's right. It was
Yeah.
literally a different era, but we had the best music. Come on.
Oh,
70s
definitely.
music, you can't beat it.
I know, I know. It's certainly the best music. And,
Yeah.
we had some great experiences, but we didn't know any different, did we?
No, we had fun. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, and we taught us what we needed to know. It taught us what we needed to learn to, and I think it's that resilience and growing up in that time that has helped us to see beyond the illusion of this chaos, where we can, um, yeah, we don't have to get swallowed up in the energy of chaos, right? Is to
Yeah.
stay sane.
I think just also, I don't know about you, but your life experiences along the way,
Mm,
like
mm,
when I'm having a particularly bad day, I just think I got through that day,
mm,
loss of a child, for example, and I thought if I can get through that, I can get through anything.
mm, mm,
Because, we have these challenges. Everybody has challenges in their life, and
mm.
some of them are related to, your own health or other people's health or terrible things that happen in life. And I think if you can sometimes look at it's probably for me, I learn more from the really negative things that happen in life than I
Yeah,
do from the
yeah, yeah,
it's like, what did I learn? What won't I do again? What would I do again? And
yeah,
then move on and hopefully take those
yeah,
learnings to the next part of my life.
yeah, exactly. And how do you switch it around then? I think that's the wisdom that also comes with age, is how can I now turn that around?
Yes. How can I turn it around
Yeah,
and turn a negative into a positive?
yeah, yeah,
The pain into purpose is something I like to think about. Use that pain and put it into a purpose to make a difference to the lives of
yeah,
others.
exactly. I love that. We're actually running out of time, Deb. I love
Yes.
this conversation. It
We
was
could talk for hours.
hours. Let's do it again. Okay, let's just do this again. Let's do a part two. And I think I will do a video on I haven't launched my program yet because I'm still shining it up. It's
Yeah.
how to do 5D business in a 3D world.
Mm.
I'd love to talk to you offline about that. Maybe we can do a talk on that
Let's
together.
have another catch up. Yeah,
Let's
that'd
have
be great.
yeah, definitely have another, because love this. I mean, mid-centurion, love
Fellow
it.
mid-centurion, oh us.
So, you know,
We're looking pretty good for
oh my
mid-centurions.
God, so do you, mate. So look, we've got seniors parking at our local shopping centre, and I'm seriously, I drive in and I
Do
park.
you use your seniors card? I've used it the other day for the first time.
No, I
I'm like,
haven't. No one's
feel
asked me
weird.
for it. No, I am going to use it for insurance. I am going to use it for my parks pass, things like that, and then get a free coffee at McDonald's every day and whatever it is. But I park in the seniors car park in the spot they've allocated for seniors. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the day someone says, excuse me, you're not allowed to park there. It's for seniors.
And
I'm
then you're going to
waiting for
go,
that
there
day.
you go.
Oh, here's my card.
I just look really good for my age.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you so much for the opportunity. I look forward to
Mm.
watching it, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. And so are you.
Okay,
Keep going,
take
mate.
care.
Talk to you
Bye.
soon. Bye.